All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a place. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Yeah.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. That was earlier.
Easy money?
Yeah, that was earlier. Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. Monday, April 8th. It's been a long weekend.
Well, I'll throw you off because usually Marcus is up there. And you know what show it is then. I think I threw you off.
It's been a long weekend. But I'm Chris Gonzo'S, joined by Tony Gonzo'S. And tonight, like you mentioned, Marcus isn't here, but we're joined by Warren Misery.
Yeah, shout out to Marcus. He's feeling better.
Yeah, I got my Eclipse glasses on here because someone told me Tony shines just as bright as an eclipse, so I want to protect my eyes.
True. That's true sometimes.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, we had the Eclipse, we got Purdue in the championship tonight, and I'm on this for the second time in 1 week. Next thing you're gonna tell me is that Roman Reigns is no longer the Universal Heavyweight Champion.
I know. Cody finished his story, and we had the Eclipse, and we got no. I didn't see no aliens or anything, so I think we're good.
Yep.
No, the Eclipse was actually pretty cool.
It was cool. I mean, I've never really a lot of times I think with anything this was a full eclipse or whatever they call it, I don't know. But usually it's a lot later at night or stuff, or I'm asleep. I don't mess with it. But this was right in the middle of the day, so it was pretty cool.
It was cool.
We'll get started. I know Marcus sent Warren his results from Friday, and I know Warren was at the show on Saturday.
Yeah.
Marcus was there.
Yep. Marcus, Kelly, myself, Chris Chaos, we were all at the Saturday show for NGW, but he also sent me the WCW Friday night stuff.
Oh, Chaos was there? That's probably why Marcus got sick.
There's an interesting little bit when I get to those results to fill you guys in on. But so you ready? I want me to go ahead and give the rundown? Go ahead. All right.
Yep.
Like I said, I wasn't at the show on Friday, so my apologies to any of the wrestlers. I didn't see any of it, so I don't know what was really super cool and what wasn't. But anyways, looks like he said David Light defeated Cecil Cerveza. He had Jackson Morgan and Phoenix defeating Pogo and Max Sterling to retain the WCWO tag team titles. Had Hoss Huxley defeating Robin Banks. And then he had like Zay Gates and Leela Feist defeated Brody Bodkins and Carter Kaufman. The WCWO Outlaw Champion Hadari defeated Timmy Jackson and Will Asher in a triple threat non-title match. He put non in large letters there. So Ruthless Domination defeated Jordan James and Kenneth James, James Gang. And then Cameron Saturn defeated War Ready Malenko. So
and I
know these guys sound like a good show.
Well, I did see a post of Marcus said, and he said that was a 5-star main event, the last match with them guys. So with Malenko and I forgot the guy's name already. Saturn, sorry.
Saturn, yeah.
So I'm getting old, guys. I have a hard time remembering my own name. But yeah, he did say, I did see him online say that was a really good match.
Yeah. So, all right, NGW Saturday. They started off with the ladder match for the tag team championship belts. Zay Gates and Excalibur defeated Jesse Winchester and the Buck Sexton to become the new NGW Tag Team Champions. Post-match, let's say Buck Sexton did not take that loss lightly and proceeded to blame Jesse and give him a very, very vicious beatdown in the ring. He was relentless on Jesse. So safe to say that they're no more. Safe to say. And then we had Kenneth James defeating Logan Myers in a pretty good match. Chris Gordon defeated the Techno Cowboy. Now, this is where I was going to get into with this. So, yeah, myself and Chaos were sitting ringside. Chris Gordon took it upon himself to needle Chris a lot about being retired and washed up and why is he here throughout the match. I had to settle him down. I gave dude plenty of warning. After the match, he still proceeded. And I can't control Chris Chaos. Chris Chaos went in the ring, a little pushing, a little shoving, gave him a DVD right there in the ring, and walked back and sat down with us. So, yeah, while he is retired, he can still go if he needs to go. Don't push Chaos. So, yeah. And then we had Bentley Alexander Dawson defeated TKO. Justin Danger defeated Will Asher. They had Thomas Keith had a mystery opponent for his NGW Hoosier Championship that ended up being Ace Anderson, and Ace Anderson defeated Thomas Keith to now become the new NGW Hoosier Champion. And then the main event was Jason Levi versus Cecil Cerveza and Too Hot Tyler Scott in a Fans Bring the Weapons match. Jason Levi ended up defeating them in a very long match, crazy match that saw many different weapons from Minecraft swords to Legos to thumbtacks to Marcus's 2-foot sausage roll that he brought became part of the show and was used a few different times throughout the show. But that was actually those three guys put on an amazing match. I know all three of them walked away sore and was probably feeling it the next day. But, yeah, Levi retained. So, yeah, we had a new tag champs, a new Hoosier champion, but a same heavyweight champion. So, good show all around.
Okay, well, that sounded like a good show. I know I talked to Marcus. He said it was a really good show.
Hey, how's it going, Billy?
Speaking of Chaos, he's on there.
Yeah.
Glenn, he's not blind.
Yep. I'm surprised. I figured he'd be looking right up there.
Austin gave us rankings of his WrestleMania matches, so we'll go back to that here.
Yeah, we'll go back to that when we start talking about that. Well, we'll get started. I was going to start first with the Hall of Fame. I think you've seen some of the Hall of Fame, didn't you? Most of it, or quite a bit of it, I believe.
What?
The Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you paying attention at all? Yeah. What? What's going on?
What?
Did you happen to see the Hall of Fame, Warren?
What?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I think I got wrapped up in some other stuff. So, but I did. I saw the clips, and a lot of the guys I talked to, a lot of them talked about it. So it sounded like it was a pretty fun time had.
Yeah, the highlight for me, and that was, of course, Paul Heyman. Really put over Triple H to the moon, pretty much. Said that he will forever be a Paul Levesque guy, and really put him over. One of the things that me and Chris had talked about, and I think it was the position they put him in. The Rock came out, and usually the Rock's great on the mic, but they put him out, and the fans were booing him, and he's trying to accept an award that Muhammad Ali's ex-wife was giving him, and he's trying to be courteous to her, and he really was uncomfortable. He really didn't look like his normal self, and actually I think he looked better when he came out and inducted his grandmother, but he even struggled a little bit then. So the crowd was different. I mean, the crowd was not put it this way, when Austin brought that up, and I noticed it too, and so did Marcus, because Marcus was mad about it. When the Japanese lady wrestler,
Austin, right here from the crowd was disrespectful.
Yeah, when the Japanese lady wrestler, Austin, help me with her name because I'm forgetting.
Bull Nakano.
Bull Nakano was up there. The crowd was very rude. and I know that she don't speak the best English, but she did speak English. You could understand her, and the crowd was pretty disrespectful. So I know Austin mentioned that, and Marcus mentioned that too.
I kind of think, and I'd said this to Austin when he was talking about it, and then Glenn just kind of mentioned it. I think some of that's due to now that they do it in the arena right after a show. Now there's more. It's a bigger crowd than what it used to be. Yeah, they had a crowd, but you had a lot of the crowd was wrestlers and stuff, and then you had some crowd.
Exactly.
Now you have a crowd.
Yeah, the crowd's coming off the show and been there, and
it's a long show, so
adrenaline's
it's
going. Yeah.
The other highlight for me was Thunderbolt Patterson. I thought it was great. I knew quite a bit about Thunderbolt, but there was some stuff I didn't know. I knew a lot of people stole from him. I know Dusty did. A lot of Dusty's acts came from Thunderbolt, but I didn't realize that Road Dogg had stole from him. There was a lot of wrestlers that took from Thunderbolt Patterson. I didn't realize how many that did. The New Day, he used to do the New Day bit about it's a new day, and I didn't know that's where it came from. So
he was funny.
He was funny, and he was very good. So I was real impressed with him. That was just some of the Hall of Fame.
Paul Heyman's Hall of Fame speech was awesome.
Yeah, it was
awesome. I liked how at the beginning he done like all the personal stuff, and then boom, he went right in.
I saw his jacket and the earpiece and the phone. I had the whole nine, and so that was sort of cool. But I don't know if I missed this, but they didn't do a Warrior Award, did they? Did they pull that back?
They didn't last year. She no longer works for the company, and I think they did away with it.
So I was like, they didn't do anything like that. Yeah, nothing outside of those. So I was sort of like, okay. I mean, I know it's true they didn't do. I know sometimes they'll do like I don't say oldies, but like further out, like some of the original, like they do some like older people getting, but they didn't really do any of that either.
Do you think they messed up by having Heyman go first? I understand why. I kind of understand why, but I think a lot of people, that's why they were there. So I think after that, some people kind of lost interest in it. Where if you made them maybe last, you know what I mean?
I think that it was better to put him first, in my opinion. I just think that if he would have been that far back, I think it would have been tough. Real quick, I'm going to talk a little bit about NXT real quick. The pay-per-view they had on Saturday. But real quick, because I forgot to do this at the start, wanted to give my condolences to the family of Big Country Travis Pittman, who passed away. I'm not sure if it happened yesterday or today. I didn't see it till
it was this morning.
I didn't see the post till today. Definitely condolences to all his family and friends. We actually had him on the show one time, and actually got to see him wrestle a couple times. Great guy from what I knew of him, and then from a lot of people that I know. Marcus knew him pretty well, seen him wrestle a lot, and so he's going to be sorely missed. And so definitely prayers out for his family and friends.
Definitely.
And next, we're going to talk a little bit about NXT Stand and Deliver. I thought it was a really good show. The highlights for me was the North American Championship match with Obafemi, Dijak, and Briggs. 3 big guys who can do a lot of different things. I thought it was I thought it was the match of the show, of the whole show. Even though I thought Trick Williams and Carmelo was pretty good in the main event, but I thought that was the best. And I thought Dragunov and Tony D'Angelo was really good. Roxanne Perez is the new women's champ in NXT, defeating Lyra Valkyrie. I thought the whole show was good. There wasn't nothing bad on it. I was really impressed with it. They had full house, 16,000, 17,000 people. So I think they're doing really well. I was a little surprised that Braun Breaker and Corbin kept the belts, but especially with Braun still being went to SmackDown. So I don't know where they're going with that. So that was a great match too. So definitely a real good show.
Yeah, it is something how the NXT people really, like, when the big lights are on, when they're like, it's unbelievable. I think they a lot of times they always seem to almost if not equal, outdo the WWE main roster pay-per-views sometimes when they're all there together. They really put it together really well.
Yeah. Next up, we got night 1 of WrestleMania 40. We started off with Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch for the women's world title. Not sure if everybody's aware of this, but I thought it was a really good match. I really liked it. But Becky Lynch was ill with strep throat and 102 temperature. So with her to be able to go like that, being that sick, I thought it was pretty impressive. I thought they put on a real good show. Warren, did you happen to see that match?
No, I haven't had a chance to really sit back and watch the first night yet. Just so busy with Saturday night and then watching it all on Sunday. So
night one was a really good show. Wasn't near as good as night two, but night one was a good show.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the ladder match with the six-pack ladder match, and we got new champs all the way around. We got A-Town Down Under, the SmackDown champs, and we got Awesome Truth. And winning those belts, I thought it was awesome with our Truth going up there to get them belts. The crowd went nuts. Chris, what did you think of that match?
It was good. It was really entertaining. I liked when they the hot tag.
Yep.
That was hilarious. And then our Truth trying to pin him, and Miz having to tell him that no, this is a ladder match. You have to get the belts. But no, it was good. There was some good spots in that match, but it was entertaining.
Our Truth about falling off that ladder. The belts got away from him. He had to reach back, and he about fell off that damn ladder.
He was funny on back. He said, "Man, I got up on the top of that ladder. I went to grab the belts, and I win with." I started cracking up.
Dude's hilarious, man.
Dude's funnier now.
I thought the show started off real good with those first two matches. Then we had the Rey Mysterio and Andrade against Santos Escobar and Dom Mysterio, which I thought it was a real good match. Of course, we had some Philadelphia Eagles get involved. Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson come out in Rey Mysterio mask or luchador mask, whatever they were, and they got involved. And Rey Mysterio and Andrade won the match. Thought it was an entertaining match. I enjoyed it. Next up, we had Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. Probably the worst match of both nights.
I heard it wasn't. Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I know Austin really hated it. I usually don't give real bad grades. I'll give it a C. I don't know what it was. The booking, I don't know, something was off to me. Chris, what do you think? I know
it was. I didn't think it was terrible, but it wasn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be I thought it had potential to be one of the better matches of the weekend, and I agree. It was the weakest match of the weekend, and I don't understand. I don't know why. Way too many super kicks.
That's all they did.
I heard there's tons of
that's all they did.
Especially no selling. I mean, it's one thing if you're getting super kicked and the guy sells it, and there's another super kick a little bit later. But if you're just super kick after super kick, no selling, it just makes it hard. But I don't know. I thought the chemistry them two guys have together. I was expecting magic, and it didn't happen for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. But then again, I listened to Mark Henry today, and he thought the match was really good. He liked it, so I don't know. It's to each their own. Next up from there, we had Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi defeating Damage Control. Thought it was a solid match. I thought that match was there to get them three over, especially Jade Cargill, and I think that's what it did. So, but I thought it was a solid match. Next up, Sami Zayn beat Gunther. Definitely played up the Rocky story. We may see. I wouldn't be shocked tonight if we don't see Gable wrestling Sammy for the belt, because he told him before the match. He said, "After this is over, you owe me a favor."
Yeah,
just like in Rocky. So it was a really good match. It's close to be the best match of both shows. It was right up there.
I saw that turnbuckle brainbuster. That was crazy. I'm surprised that. I mean, wow.
I'd never seen that before, but really good. Next up was the tag team match at the end of the night. The Bloodline, Rock and Roman Reigns against Cody and Seth. We all thought that probably the Bloodline would win to stack the deck against Cody, and they did. The shocking part was the match lasted about 45 minutes.
Yeah, second longest match. I actually did see that one. They said it was like the second longest match in Mania history.
Yeah. It was good. I was shocked. The Rock looked good.
Rock is in good shape.
Yep.
He's in good shape.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that main event. I thought they told the story well, built,
Well, I know
and even building up Sunday night even more. So
I know
I enjoyed it.
It was your favorite match of night one. I know. So, and it was right up there. But I enjoyed.
Sammy and Gunther was right there too.
They sprinkled some teas like they with Roman spearing the Rock accidentally. They sort of sprinkled a few things in here and there to, you know, they played up Seth's injuries going into the next day, and like so.
Yeah, they did. It was a good show. I give it a B plus. I think it could have been an A. Honestly, I thought the match that let things down was the Uso brothers. I thought that kind of hurt them a little bit, but I really liked the show. I've seen some people say night one was trash. I don't believe that. I thought it was a good show. I think that they changed with Triple H doing the booking because the last 2 years, couple years, night one has been better than night two. And that's not what you want. You want night one to lead up into night two. And I think they did a good job of that this year.
I think like maybe the one criticism I'd have of the main event was the fact that you had 4 guys that everyone in the crowd loved. You know, so if you look, the crowd wasn't really, because I think they, you know, you had a group that liked Seth, you had a group that liked Cody, you had a group that liked Roman, you had a group that liked Rock. So there was no real definitive, like we have that right that you're like, oh, you know, it's going to be nuts when this stuff. And so I think it did pick up once it started getting going. But I think that probably maybe the only criticism I could put towards that match. If that's the only criticism, that's a hell of a match.
Well, and that's the thing, like Triple H has talked about. It's so hard to have a pure baby face now today. And they think now with Cody, they've got the closest thing to it. They said it's hard to build a pure 100% baby face. It's really difficult to do because the way crowds are. And that's one reason why I worry. Put it this way, I would have been worried if they would have put Rock against Cody in the last match of WrestleMania, because I think the crowd would have been split. They weren't near a split with Roman.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people throw up the ones and stuff, but it would have been different, I think, if it would have been The Rock.
Yeah, but there was even a lot of people that were Roman fans that wasn't mad mad that Cody won.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, I agree. But I think you would have had more of a split crowd if The Rock would have been in that match.
No, I agree.
As of right now.
No, I agree.
Because Rock was doing everything he could do to be the biggest heel he could be to try to get.
And there were still times they'd be chanting Rocky
and try to get people to cheer.
He was dropping F-bombs on the ref, like it was.
Yeah. Oh, he told the ref, "I'll fire your ass if you disqualify us or any of this stuff." So
dropped a couple F-bombs on him.
That's the only thing I didn't like. That was one of my complaints. I didn't like that they beep it out on a PLE. I kind of understand it if you're on cable, but
the first time they didn't. He dropped one, and then eventually they caught like oh, he's gonna start doing that. Shoot.
Okay, we'll get into WrestleMania Night 2. Started off with Seth Rollins and against Drew McIntyre. I thought it was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. I love both these guys. I think they're both huge stars. Probably don't get the credit that they deserve. Drew won the match. Love the fact that Drew went over and kept poking the bear, kept messing with CM Punk, and CM Punk got him, and Damian Priest come out and cash. I thought it was perfectly done. I really enjoyed it.
And I loved the way it ended with Punk over there sitting Indian style on the Spanish announce table.
Well, because Drew had
just clapping at him.
Well, Drew had last couple of weeks had been sitting on the announce table doing that stuff. So yeah, I loved it.
It was a heck of a match to kick the show off with. They got night 2 started off in a good fashion.
I agree.
And
the crowd really popped when Priest cashed in.
Yep.
It leaves some questions too as far as Drew. I mean, I haven't heard any reports yet where he's at with that contract.
I just read an article before we came on there saying he has signed.
Okay, because I mean that was sort of like, okay, he's got the title, so that means he signed, and then it all went down. Like, well, okay, maybe he didn't.
Yeah, I'm reading that they say he is signed. So,
all right.
Well, yeah, because I think they're going to have a big story with McIntyre and Punk.
Yeah, that could probably go all the way to SummerSlam.
Yep, I think so.
That should be good.
Yeah, I think so. Next up, we had the Pride against the Final Testament. Bully Ray came out and got a huge pop as the special referee. Was it a great match? No. was it the best street fight? I don't know if it should have been called a street fight because it wasn't a street fight. It was a match with no rules, but it really wasn't a street fight.
You forgot
But,
Snoop Dogg on commentary.
Yep, and Snoop Dogg on commentary.
And Snoop Dogg was hilarious. Some of the shit he was saying.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, say put up. Yeah, they brought out a picnic table.
Yeah.
Where the hell's a picnic table at?
He said, "What he said? Yo, boo boo, bring me a picnic basket or something."
Yeah, Yogi Bear. Yeah,
I was cracking up.
Yeah.
He was, then he said it was the family table.
but I really enjoyed the match. It was a fun match. I mean, I guess with everything that you had with the people that was in the match, I guess the pride had to go over. I don't know what they're going to do with the Final Testament. I really thought they'd win that match.
Yeah,
I thought they needed it.
I was like, it's almost felt like they weakened them. Like they made them not look as strong as usual. And I don't know. I did find the one thing funny though was Corey Graves said that Paul Ellering was his first WrestleMania, and that wasn't true. Paul Ellering was on WrestleMania 8 with the Legion of Doom. Everyone's like, you get on the social media, I'm like, nope, you're wrong. But,
Yeah, I know that's what they said because I was shocked by that too.
yeah, he was on WrestleMania 8.
I thought he had been to a WrestleMania, but wasn't that the one with the motorcycles?
No, I don't think he was ringside. He was. I think they did like a thing in the crowd. Remember how they used to have the announced it? Like they do interviews by the crowd.
Yep.
Yeah, but he was there. So
Okay. Well, maybe he meant he didn't come out to the.
yeah.
No, it was entertaining, and the crowd, that Philadelphia crowd was all about Bubba Ray as the
I know
involved.
I know Bubba had a blast.
When he put those the glasses on, yeah, everybody went.
He said that was the first time in his career. He said because before, as a performer, this was a referee, but as a performer, you're so worried about everything that you have to do and everything, you don't get to smell the roses and really take things in. He said, I really took things in. He said I had absolutely a blast, and the other wrestlers was telling him Mark Henry stuff. He said we could tell because you was smiling so big the whole damn time that you was having such a good time. So, and he also talked about the backstage stuff. He said when he got there in 2015, or even before that, when he wrestled, you'd have Vince at the gorilla position. He usually give you a thumbs up, and usually if he called you over, it was bad news. If he wanted to talk to you, it was bad news. If he liked it, it was a thumbs up. And it wasn't very often he said there was anything bad, but if it was something bad, you knew it because his glasses were put down and he was going to give it to you. Sometimes, he would, certain wrestlers, he would give hugs and stuff to Undertaker, people like that, Cena, but he said now things is totally different. He said Triple H talks to everybody before they go out, talks to them when they come back. He said he's there firing them up before the match, and he's there supportive after the match. So he said it's a totally different ball game now. He said he was really, really impressed.
Well, no, yeah, because I'd heard a little bit of that, how he was talking about how Vince didn't mingle with everybody like Triple H does, but it kind of shows because if everybody all weekend there was multiple wrestlers that talk glowingly of Triple H. Yep. I mean, a lot of them went out of their way to bring up about Triple H.
Well, he told a story about
Cody Rhodes on a couple interviews. Well, then even last night after he won, calling out, for Triple H to come out, and what's his name? The other guy,
Bruce Pritchard.
Everybody hated it came out.
Yeah. The other thing that Billy had talked about before too was back in the day in the Attitude Era. He said Vince used to come out and set and catering and eat with everybody, and he would set with a different table, different people. But it got to the point where wrestlers would come over and want to pitch ideas, and and finally he would finally give up on it. He just would go get his food and go back to his office. He said because that's not what that's supposed to be for. And he said, but that's just the nature of the beast. He said, if you think you got the boss's ear, you're going to try to get in it.
You don't know when you're going to get another chance.
Exactly right. And he's like Billy said, a lot of people were afraid to talk to Vince. He said Vince door was always open. You might not like what Vince had to say. He may not agree with your idea, but he said he always would listen to you. Okay, after that match, we had LA Knight and AJ Styles. I really enjoyed the match. I was worried about coming in. I didn't know how it would be, but I thought they put on a really, really good match.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match.
And I thought LA Knight would win. He needs it more at this point.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, WWE United States Championship. I tell you what, I just can't believe how good Logan Paul is in the ring, athletically, and everything that he does is so spot on. It's just,
Yeah, especially when you know how much experience he has. You know what I mean? It's not like he's been doing this for what's he been doing now? Maybe 3 years, if that.
You're in the ring with Randy Orton, who's been doing it forever. Kevin Owens, who's been all up and down the indie scene. I mean, and he held his own against them.
yes, it was an outstanding match, really good.
Speaking of Logan Paul, had a great balance of entertainment and wrestling up until I seriously hope they're done with the Prime Bottle being one of his buddies at ringside. That's sort of
I agree.
I'll tell you what, it was funny with the way Randy kicked that dude right in the damn chest. Man.
Kicked the shit out of him. He did kick the shit out of him.
He said that dude flying.
Randy don't care.
What was worse? What was worse, that one or for on SmackDown for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal when dude threw Tozawa pretty much into the crowd?
No shit. Well, yeah, he went to throw Tozawa and Otis couldn't catch him. He tried to catch him and he couldn't catch him.
Overthrew him.
They threw him over his head. Poor Tozawa, man. It looked bad.
Poor Tozawa.
Hey, I'm telling you, it looked rough. Real quick on Logan Paul, I'd seen a video that was posted right before we came on of him watching the main event of night 2. And the dude was going crazy rooting for that match. Dude was crying at the end of the match with Cody winning. I mean, he's a big fan. So,
well, he talked to McAfee about how after he got involved he's always been a fan, but when he got into this business, that he realized he says the best business ever. He absolutely loves it. He likes the competition, everything about it, and he talked glowingly about the wrestling business.
Oh yeah. Hi Kelly, how you doing? Next up, you had Io Sky and Bailey for the women's championship. I thought this match, if somebody come up and told me there was 2 or 3 matches on the show, if you told me you thought that was the best match of the show, I wouldn't argue with you. This was one of them. The counters. I thought it's the best match Bailey's had since she came back, and I thought it's the best match Io Sky had since she's been champion. I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
I thought it got better and better as it went on. I know Austin was a big fan of it. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, no, that's a real good match.
What do you think, Warren?
I mean, yeah, I liked it too. Like I said, yeah, the counters were unbelievable. I think Io countering out of that Rose plant, like how she's just like flipping the man's land, like that was, I was like, no one saw that coming. Like and he's like, it was a perfect dismount, like a 10 from the Olympic judges.
Yeah, it was outstanding. Then we get
Bailey really selling that knee injury. She really sold it well, and
yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Then we get to the main event. We got Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I forget what this match played. I'm going about 30 minutes, I think, 32 minutes.
It was close. Yeah, it was.
I know there was no interference. There was no interference up to 22 minutes because I tracked it when the match started, and it was 22 minutes in when the interference started for the first time. They had a lot of interference, but the interference didn't last forever. Like the Usos came out, boom, it was over. I'd like that. I thought they did. I mean, was it overbooked a little bit? Sure. I mean, you could say it was overbooked maybe, but it was overbooked in the right way. I think. I mean, I love the match too.
I love it. I thought it was matched up. The interference is matched up. Jimmy coming out, so then Jay came out, and then Solo came out, so Cena came out. Cena came out, so Rock came out. Rock Taker, so it all matched up to where it wasn't just like, well, okay, well, why does this guy have a vested interest in what's going on now? It wasn't. Yeah.
Some complaints was they wanted Stone Cold there. Thought it made more sense with The Rock, and I can understand that. Maybe they couldn't get him. I don't know. The Undertaker does match up because he was the locker room leader. If anybody's going to pass the torch to Cody, that makes sense still. So I don't have a problem with it. Actually, the fans would have went crazy if the glass busted. The fans went crazy with the gong. So, so I think it was good either way. I thought it was placed perfectly.
Well, I liked how Taker came out, and he might have been on camera maybe a total of a minute. You know what I mean?
If that much.
Yeah, there wasn't.
And it went dark, and then him and The Rock were both gone.
Yeah,
which I liked because then it went back to being about Cody and Roman.
Well, the best part,
you still had Rollins over in the corner, telling that story.
Yeah, the best part of that match, I think, at least for me, was the fact that when Roman had the chance to use the chair on Cody, he attacked. The story went full circle. That's one thing that surprised me today. Bully and then was wondering why was Seth wearing that gear? It's full circle, guys. You guys should know why he's wearing that gear.
Yeah, I heard that going off. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, what? I'm trying to process what's.
Well, and it was perfect too because, a lot of people are thinking when they hear that music. Some people immediately thought Seth, but a lot of people was also thinking
Moxley.
A lot of people are thinking, oh shit,
is Moxley here?
Is Moxley here somehow?
I said, if Moxley's here, this place is going.
A lot of people thought it was going to be Ambrose at first.
Yep, and then
it played out. I thought the way it played out was perfect.
But him standing there and him costing him the championship, he did to a certain degree. He cost him the championship. So there's story there. Poor Seth lost everything for Cody, the big champ. He lost everything. Is he going to end up turning on? I mean, there's so many different directions they can go with Cody. It's unbelievable, and there's so many stories coming out of WrestleMania all the way around. It's unbelievable.
It could, like I said, I mean, obviously, the going thing is Roman's taking time off. Seth needs to take time off. So they could both take plenty of time off to get rested up, get better. If not SummerSlam, Survivor Series, you could see the two of them, going, and maybe that's something they're gonna do. Maybe Roman's gonna keep the bloodline going, and Seth's gonna recruit some guys to be on his side, and they're gonna have a traditional Survivor Series match. You don't know, but that was what the coolest thing is about everything that happened. And I think one of the coolest things I thought about today with Mania is I think they literally did. Now this is the Triple H era. I think they, for the most part, wiped the past clean, and I think starting tonight, they're gonna set a new vision, a new direction for the entire product.
I agree.
And not just Cody, but I think everything. I think now that Triple H is fully in there, I think they're really gonna set a new direction with everything.
And I did read that they claim that they've got a big story, a big thing still for Roman. I don't know what it is. I don't know what direction they're going for sure, but they say they still got something major with him too. So,
and supposedly did they cold shoulder The Rock on the way out? I thought I saw something like they sort of like.
I've heard something about that. So I mean, I don't know.
So they could do something between Roman and The Rock.
I've heard rumors of that for SummerSlam. I've heard Jacob Fatu may be there tonight. I'd be surprised. I think WWE likes to get people ready.
And John Cena talked today on McAfee show like he's going to do one more run, and the way he talked, it probably wouldn't be till probably beginning of next year because he said he's pretty much booked with a movie and a couple other things until December. But then he talked like he's going to try to take a break from Hollywood and he wants to do one more run. And he said he made a deal with himself that he had to do it before he was 50. Yep. So he has like 3 years.
Yeah. The thing with Fatu, I think that they like to, in most cases, AJ Styles was an exception. In most cases, they want to get guys in NXT and get them affiliated with the WWE. I know they've wrestled a lot of different other places, but they want to get them ready for the WWE. So I'm not saying they won't bring them straight to the roster. I would be surprised if they do.
Yeah,
that's just
they can still have them debut, do a little something, like I said, a la the Shawn Michaels losing to Austin, and the next night Hunter reforms DX. I mean, they could easily have something happen.
Could be a new bloodline,
a new bloodline, and I mean, there's like I said, I think it's just really cool. Like really overall, the only thing that seriously bothered me for all of WrestleMania, I know it's gonna be like this going forward, is all the damn product placement.
That's the way it's
I
gonna
did
be.
not need to know that night one's main event was brought to you by American Home Shield, or that Jimmy and Jay, like the best one was Jimmy and Jay's was brought to you by Dude Wipes. Like their dad is known for giving people stink faces, and Dude Wipes was like Slim Jim, and it was all over the place. I'm just sort of like, I really don't need to see this all the time.
I'll be honest with you. Night one, I noticed it a lot more than I did night two, and they did it just as much night two. I think it's something that we'll get used to. I think it's going to be something that's going to be here because they can make so much money off of it.
That damn home mortgage one, it had that red thing on it, and the way it was on that side, it looked like there was like a cone or something sitting in the ring at times.
Like it almost blended with the mat, so you couldn't tell where the mat ended. I'm like, I had to keep adjusting my eyes. I'm like,
the Prime logo in the middle didn't bother me. The Prime setup over there, the water setting over there, and the thing,
that didn't bother me either. Because they destroyed it both nights.
They should have taken and beat the hell out of somebody with it. If you're going to use it, use it.
But the Prime logo in the center of the ring, I thought they'd done that perfect because they didn't overdo it. It was just something nice and simple, and
they didn't try to on the turnbuckles too. They had
yep.
He paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah, I guarantee he did. All of them are, but anything that's sponsor wise, they're going to pay a lot of money.
And then he has Cody Rhodes as a Prime athlete, or Prime guy.
I want to go over some of my highlights, and not all of them was WrestleMania. Real quick, Ring of Honor. I was really happy with Mark Briscoe winning that championship, the Ring of Honor heavyweight championship that his brother had won, several years ago. Thought that was cool. And then the next thing was Billy Starks winning the Ring of Honor Women's TV Championship. I like that. I like the storytelling involved. I like the venue, not the venue, but the video package of her going to her parents and showing them the belt, and them basically not liking it because she basically cheated the way she did it. And then Athena said, "I'm your new mom," and she left with Athena. I like that. The only problem I have with the Ring of Honor is it's not getting seen by nobody unless you are paying the money. It's very
I saw some people didn't like that she acted like she had a broken neck, but I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem with it. But it's pro. I mean, it's sports entertainment. It's pro wrestling. That's I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it, but there was. I did see some people that were complaining about it.
I'm gonna be straight. She sold it really well, and
I think that's why people were mad, because they believed that she was really hurt and that she wasn't. I think that's why so many people was bitching about it, because she fooled them, because she did sell it good.
I enjoyed it. My only problem is I think Athena is the best female wrestler that they have in their company. I think she's better than anybody they have in AEW. Period. I think she's that good. That's just my opinion, and she's on Ring of Honor. That'd be my only. But at least Billy Starks is getting to work with her, though. Basically, one-on-one. That is a good thing. I will say that is a good thing for Billy Starks. Another highlight was Paul Heyman's speech. Like I said, probably one of the greatest speeches of Hall of Fame speeches of all time. It's never going to beat Bobby Heenan for me, because Bobby Heenan was just having such a good time, and I love that one. But it was really good.
You think ECW's dead? You could suck his fucking. I loved it though when he just went full Paul Heyman and went crazy.
What do you think about the rumors of ECW coming back 2025 on Netflix? You guys think that's even possible?
No, not. You're not gonna recapture the magic. There's just something about the graininess of watching it, and just the bingo hall mentality, and just these guys are just like literally is a step above the stuff we all go to. Like that's how I always looked at ECW. It never was like this glamorous, awesome thing. No. And it was like I said, it was just above the indie stuff we go see. And it was guys just doing it for the fun.
Well, honestly, AEW is basically
ECW the budget.
Independence. It's basically independence on steroids. Independence with money. I mean, that's what it is. I'm not saying I don't like it. I like it, but I just want it to grow, and he's got to find some kind of formula that's going to work to get it to grow.
Yeah,
What that formula is, I don't know.
Like I've said, yeah, they have the best wrestling. They really do. When you look at what they've got, the roster's amazing, but their storytelling is just there's no rhyme nor reason nor formula, nothing. That's where WWE just destroys them, is because they can take their the handful of wrestlers, the 2 or 3 good, really great wrestlers they've got, and then take them with some average wrestlers and make great storylines, where AEW literally has to take their best wrestlers both against each other and hope something happens. So
I still think they got to do more selling. I think the moves without the selling, you got to get people's emotions. If you want them to keep tuning in, it's got to be more than just the moves. If it's just the moves, it's going to get flat and it's going to get old. And well, I think it's proven. I mean, it was new, and everybody loved it. They couldn't do no wrong. And then his lack of leadership has hurt it. And then, and like you said, no story, no emotion, and it's dwindling down. And they got to find a way to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you've got Swerve in there, you've got Ospreay, you've got some of the, where's Britt Baker? What's going on there? Where's obviously Adam Cole's getting healthy, MJF's getting healthy, but it's like you've got some great wrestlers out there. You've got Takeshita, you've got these guys that can in Okada. So do something with it. Don't just park the Ferraris in the garage and open the door and show it off every now and then and shut the door.
Well, you'll have Takeshita
win the highway and let them roll.
Well, you have Takeshita wrestle some really good guys and beat them, and then you don't do anything with him. Why ain't he in the championship picture? And then you have him lose 2 in a row. His stuff don't make any sense. Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of like what Bully Ray says. He takes these wrestling figures and puts them in his hands and has dream matches with them, and then okay, it's over.
That's what I heard from someone at Squared Circle. One of the people I talked to at Squared Circle said he just takes the guys he likes and he wants to see them in the ring, and he throws story out the window. And it's frustrating because it's great to have so many options. And so, that's what I said. I've said time and time again, I love all of it. I love the fact there's so many options out there that we can watch and talk about that, and I don't want to see them fall by the wayside and start losing more guys to WWE to where it becomes stale again, where it's just, all these people in WWE, that's where everyone's at.
I think ECW could work on Netflix if Paul Heyman's running it.
The problem is
if Paul Heyman's involved in it. I think so, because what I would picture is basically GCW with money behind it, because you can make it look. You can, with the production and stuff, you can make it at a different level, and people would watch. And I think people, if Heyman's mind behind something like that, I think they would do some crazy shit, and on Netflix they could get away with more.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Than what you can on network TV. So I think there's a area where it could work, especially on like a Netflix where you don't have the TV restrictions as much.
I don't disagree that the basic formula could work, but it's not going to be the old ECW, because it's going to be hard to find.
That's what I'm saying. I would picture it as something kind of like what GCW is, but on steroids, because you'd have the WWE money, and you have Paul Heyman running the storylines and stuff. I think something like that could work.
The problem you'd get, though, is would you get the wrestlers that want to put their heart into it 110%, like the original ECW guys did? Or are you just going to want those wrestlers that are going to want to get in there, get noticed, and get moved up to the big brands? Because the wrestlers, it was the heart and the soul, the fact that they went out and they gave out everything they did for that production, for that group that made it, And so are you going to be able to find enough guys that are going to want to do that, and then are still going to continue to draw eyeballs to it? But yeah, I mean, and you've got the storylines. Like I said, I mean, I still to this day, I'm a Dudley Mark until I die. And I held up a sign at I went to Vengeance, the horrible pay-per-view that they had when it was WCW and ECW versus WWE in Cleveland. And I literally had full-on black, white, and gray camo with my Dudley glasses and held a sign that said, "I'm the mayor of Dudleyville." So it's like, and that's what the cool thing about ECW is they did. They had those niche groups, the Impact players. You had Taz, and then you had Van Dam and Sabu, and it was like, this is some different stuff. This is things we haven't seen before.
Don't get me wrong. There's guys out there on the independent scene that are hungry, and you probably, if you put Paul Heyman in the direction, and you bring in guys like Dreamer or whoever to help, and if they let them do their thing and leave them alone, and you've got a guy like Nick Khan who will market the hell out of it and sell shirts and sell everything, it could be a huge hit. I mean, and with Vince no longer being involved, because they was going to do it before, and Vince got involved, and
because Heyman and Shane was going to do it, right?
Yeah. The wrestling wasn't bad on that ECW. It just wasn't ECW. If you'd have called that thing anything else, any other name, that show would have been successful. But the problem is, you was calling it ECW, and the fans was going to turn on it because it wasn't ECW. Wasn't anything close.
It wasn't Extreme. Yeah, I mean, it didn't help when you trotted out the likes of the Zombie on your first show. You trot out that guy, and everyone's like, "Wait a minute, what are we doing with this? He's making this a joke?" I'm like, I think that's sort of where it started.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but Paul Heyman's speech, R-Truth climbing the ladder, that was a highlight. Sami Zayn stuff was great. The tag team match I really enjoyed. Love the cash in. Logan Paul and that match was outstanding. And then Io Sky and Bayley knocked it out of the park. And then the main event. There's people that saying that's the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time.
Emotionally, yeah, I could see it emotionally. My only thing is I really wish Dustin could have been out in the ring with him. I wish,
Yeah. Well, he was up in I seen pictures of him and a big group in a suite.
Yeah, I figured that.
The one wrestler that's real good friends with Cody was there. I showed him eating chicken wings. Starks.
Oh yeah, Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks was sitting there eating chicken wings. There up in the box. So I think they did a great job. I thought it was really good. Yeah. Night 2, Tommy Dreamer said he thinks that was the perfect show. He thinks that he don't see how anybody could have found anything wrong with it. He said night 1 was good, night 2 was better. He said he don't know if you put both nights together, if that's the greatest WrestleMania of all time. He said maybe, but he thinks if you just take night 2, he thinks it may be the greatest thing they've done ever.
It was good. I enjoyed it. It had me fully invested in it.
I think maybe if they could have found a way to do that Philly street fight a little different, like not necessarily cinematic it, but maybe have it start not in the ring. Like literally have a thing like where they are literally outside.
Well, see, that's where Austin, because he got a little upset when when Cody and them went outside the ring. And I said, yeah, I didn't think about them going outside the ring. I thought the street fight would be the ones go in the stands, is what I was expecting. And so it was different than what I thought, maybe because Billy was the ref. Maybe they wanted to focus more on staying in the ring. They had a lot of pretty good spots. I mean, they
tore those kendo sticks apart. Holy jeez.
They were pounding them dudes, man. Them big old dudes. Them dudes are big. And then the ladies, I thought did a good job with the table spot. I thought, crazy, the tag team. Can't think of their names. The one that flies like crazy.
Montez.
Yeah, he about went over into the damn stands when he went over that turnbuckle at one time when he jumped. It was crazy.
You do got to give them credit too for making calls on the fly, because that first table breaking when they tried putting cross on it, the fact that they were able to just keep it going, like you got to give them credrit for that.
That do the same thing that ladder match. That do the same thing that ladder match where the leg of that ladder was buckling.
Yeah. Oh, Bully talked about
ironically, that. Saturday night in the ladder match, they tried to introduce a table and it met the same fate. So.
See, Billy Ray talked about that. He said, you don't know how bad. He said, I'm standing there and I see the table and I see what the problem is. And I wanted to reach down there and grab the table and fix it. And I'm like, guys, fix the damn table. And then it's broke. He said, and he's like, get another table. And, and they did. He said, he said, I wanted to fix it myself. He said, but I couldn't do that because.
And he had to be bitching at himself on his show because he goes crazy about the referees helping. So he'd have heard it all.
Tommy Dreamer couldn't wait till they introduced Bully. And they said, yeah, he refereed the match. And he said, yeah, you did referee that match. He said, but I don't know if you should ever referee another match. He said, because you look really fat in them stripes. And Bully said, I know I did. Shut up. He said, I ain't seen what I look like. I don't want to talk about it. Because he's always giving Tommy a hard time about being fat. And
we were talking in our group chat how he need not be in stripes and tie dye. He should have been out there in like tie dye.
Well, Tommy had lost a bunch of weight and then he got sick and he got put on steroids.
Yeah.
And now he got real heavy again.
Yeah, I mean it was definitely a good combination of nights. I mean I will be honest, I went into it not pleased with the fact that it was going to be the main events were the same people. Mm-hmm. But hey, it worked, That's why I'm sitting here talking with you guys and not in Stanford writing shows.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, I mean, a lot of people, and I was leery of it. I know Austin hated the idea of The Rock being involved, period. And last night, Austin said, I have to admit, this worked. Rock added to it. Rock helped Cody become bigger. Everything they did added to it. And they did pivot. They're actually making a documentary about the pivot, about them originally going to have Rock and Roman. It's going to be showing here next week or soon.
I think Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay, yeah, they've already got that ready. So, and they're going to show it on YouTube, which shocked me. It's not going to be on Peacock.
Yeah, I think it said it was going to be Wednesday. If I remember right, it's what they were advertising. Well, you got anything else?
I don't think so. I think we're good. You got anything more?
Well, I did want to say also, I forgot to bring this one up. Saturday night during the intermission, and I don't know if he's going to be watching this or come across this, but the Buck Sexton really liked my hat. He liked it so much. Every time he tried to grab it, it went flying across the ring. I don't know if his fingers were slick or what, but every time he tried to grab it, it would flying away. He tried it like 2 different times. So Buck, listen, I'll tell you where I got the hat. If you really want the hat, buddy, hit me up. Okay. But that's it for me. I have every time with you guys, I have a blast. Every time I see you guys, I have a blast. Marcus, Kelly, take care of him, get him better so we can get him back on. Because, I mean, he does a way better job than I do. So, we got to get him healthy. So next Monday, it'll be back to normal and we're not confusing everyone.
He's got to get well. He's getting ready to go on vacation. He's supposed to be going. I think he's not going to be here next Monday. I think he's going on vacation. Supposed to be. He's going to be down to see micro wrestling down Tennessee and doing all kinds of stuff. So hopefully he gets well.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought it was a great WrestleMania. Hey, Monday Night Raw tonight, first hour, commercial free. They've announced
20 minutes away, 24 minutes away.
Yep.
Always fun, always great.
Your Raw after many is always good, and then a good one, and then got the national championship tonight as well.
National championship game. Yep. Hopefully,
maybe Purdue can get a national championship.
I hope so. It's gonna be rough though.
Even though I'm not a Boilermaker fan, but
I'm like 45 minutes from Lafayette, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to deal with that.
That's why I'm a big Indiana fan, so it's hard for me to root for Purdue, but I like to see them win. Because it isn't, it's Indiana
and Big Ten. So.
Big Ten, but
me being an Arizona Wildcat fan, I will never root for Arizona State. I don't care. No.
I think UConn's going to be too much. So I think it could be a good game.
I'm sure it will be. Needs to be.
It just starts too late.
And it starts tonight, almost 9:30.
Well, it's out west. I mean, I lived just a few ways down from Glendale there from the stadium. And like I said, that's where the Mania was. So it's sort of it's a cool area. It was set up really nice. It's a darn shame they they have, because they had the hockey arena there too, but they couldn't really keep the Coyotes there, so they're on the other side of town. But all in all, it's a really cool area. But yeah, West Coast, it's going to be, they're not going to want to do it too soon because people aren't going to show up.
All right.
Everybody have a good night. Marcus, you get better.
Yes, Marcus, get better, buddy.
Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well.
Real quick, Warren, I know you got a new show that you're going to be debuting. Is that going to be this week?
Yeah, Chris and I are aiming for this week. Chris Chaos and I were doing Misery Chaos live. It may not start out live, but basically we're gonna sort of, like I've said, sort of similar to what you guys do, but we're gonna maybe forecast stuff and look at the future, how we want to do things. And Chris is gonna do, since he's a big UFC guy, more than I am, we're gonna add a UFC twist into it and put little things in here and there. I told him last night, he was so upset about the Cody Rhodes thing. I was like, well, maybe we need to take about 5-10 minutes out of our show and just let you vent for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I seen him on there slamming on Cody.
So, but yeah, we're going to get that put together. My Facebook page, Warren Misery, Chris Chaos Facebook page, we're going to have it on there for anyone that's watching that wants to check it out. And also, like I said, also the people are watching this too, watch these guys. If I'm not on, it's great stuff all around. So
yeah, definitely watch Warren. I don't know about Chaos. If he's against Cody, then maybe all my thoughts about him before was right. No, definitely check them guys out.
Thank you.
Marcus was happy that Cody won.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Anybody, as long as
he didn't care. He wouldn't care who beat Roman. As long as somebody beat Roman.
Yep.
All right, we appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is G.W.R. show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.